Imagine a world where your future actions are predicted and your freedom is curtailed, all based on data. Is this the future of justice or just a dangerous erosion of liberty? Today, we uncover the unsettling truth behind predictive policing and its profound ethical cost. Welcome back to the Open Source ReThink. I'm your host, Dren, and today we're stepping into the shadows of law enforcement, where algorithms don't just track crimes, they try and predict them. It sounds like the plot of a dystopian movie. In fact, Steven Spielberg's Minority Report showed us exactly that. Police officers arresting people not for what they did, but for what they were predicted to do. At the time, it was science fiction, a warning about where technology might lead. But the chilling truth is, we're closer to that world than you might think. Forget crystal balls, predictive policing is powered by algorithms that sift through mountains of crime data to flag potential hotspots, high-risk individuals, and even the likelihood of future crimes. From Los Angeles to Chicago, police departments have trialled these systems, promising efficiency and proactive safety. But the question is, efficiency for whom, and safety at what cost? Because the data doesn't come from a neutral place. Historic crime stats reflect decades of systematic inequality. And when algorithms feed on that data, they amplify the bias. Imagine a neighborhood that's already over-policed. The system flags it as high risk, so more patrols are sent. More patrols mean more arrests mean more data telling the system that this is a crime hotspot, and round it goes. A digital echo chamber of injustice. And this isn't hypothetical. Case after case has shown how predictive tools disproportionately target people of colour, the poor, and communities that have already been marginalised. The algorithm doesn't see individuals, it sees probabilities, and when you reduce people to probabilities, you strip away their humanity. And here's the chilling part. Predictive policing shifts the very logic of justice. Instead of probable cause, we get predictive cause. You could be flagged not for what you did, but for what you might do. Suddenly suspicion isn't based on action, it's based on prediction. And think about that for a moment. How do you defend yourself against something you haven't done? How do you prove you're not a risk when the algorithm says otherwise? It's a modern-day Kafka trap, powered not by corrupt officials, but by lines of code hidden in proprietary black boxes. And the transparency? Almost non-existent. Who builds these algorithms? Who checks them? Who makes sure they aren't quietly eroding fundamental rights? When accountability is outsourced to machines, justice itself becomes automated and dangerously unaccountable. So where do we go from here? Accountability is key. Algorithms need independent audits, public oversight, and the kind of scrutiny we apply to other systems that can decide the course of people's lives. Policing should remain a human responsibility, not a machine-driven prediction game. But beyond accountability, we need to rethink justice itself. Imagine if the resources spent on surveillance tech were instead invested in community programs, education, rehabilitation, and restorative justice. Crime prevention doesn't have to come from predictive models, it can come from addressing root causes. Because this isn't about technology, it's about who gets to shape the future of justice. Communities must have a say in whether these systems are deployed at all, and policymakers need to put civil liberties before corporate promises. And citizens, all of us, need to demand transparency, fairness, and humanity at the heart of law enforcement. The real question isn't can we predict crime, the real question is what kind of society do we want to live in? One where we're treated like suspects before we act, or one where justice is rooted in fairness, humanity, and trust. Thanks for watching this episode of the Open Source ReThink. If you found this conversation important, please like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, do you think predictive policing is more likely to prevent crime or to cause more harm than good? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.